Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. Apologies that it's been a while. It's just been quite a while. We're gonna get things started here with the Locked On Warriors, but I just want to sort of just say how you guys going. And obviously my offsider here, the guy beside me, my good friend, Fanatics. What's been happening? What have you been up to?
Look, it's great to, finally be able to, be back on your channel again. Obviously, we've been, talks, plans around getting back into it with you and that. And, yeah, it's good to see you hold the ball, actually. And, I'm doing very well, actually. It's the most exciting time of the year with the final series coming up. And, boy, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. And it's gonna be a real interesting game on Saturday afternoon. And, interesting final series coming up, which I'm very looking forward to. So, yeah, it's great to see you hold the ball. Hope yourself's doing well, and hope everyone, the viewers, are doing well as well. So, yeah, can't wait to get into the show tonight, which is going to be good. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you again for jumping on here, Fanatics. Look, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen below you, I have here the times as well as the just for what's happening this weekend here, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that's the time for Queensland, New South Wales, as well as Victoria. So there for you guys to have a browse at as well. But look, this podcast here is called, Locked On Warriors. It's all about the Warriors here. But in saying that, welcome, and I hope you guys are well. So before we sort of get things started regarding the player selection and all that stuff, Fanatics, I want to talk about the awards night. The Warriors apologies. Before we get into that, Fanatics, you and I have been talking. So to give you guys a bit of context, Fanatics and I have been talking about this for a few years. We actually did talk about this a few years, just trying to do an awards night, our favorite Warriors player, the Warriors player, the best hair, et cetera, NRL team of the year, all that stuff. We just have never got around to it. But I think for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to be doing it. So Fanatics, if you want to sort of give the fans a little bit of a preview to what you and I are planning for this upcoming off season.
Yeah, so we're planning on doing is something similar to what the club's doing, but in our own version. So they are like the awards for the best, player of the season, emerging sort of talent, maybe something a bit of light humid as well, a bit of like the best haircut, or the best good looking player or something like that. So just a bit of light-hearted humor as well as some serious stuff as well. So yeah, me and Hold the Ball obviously been discussing this for quite some time. We just haven't been able to get around to it. Obviously, me and Hold the Ball have been doing, being busy and not being able to, get to do the sort of awards sort of thing that we want to do. So that's what we plan on doing in the off season. And me and Hold the Ball also planning on doing a Dally M, a team of the year. I've had someone ask me today on my channel whether I'll be doing a Dally M team of the year. So me and Hold the Wall will be doing our own Daily M Team of the Year as well. So, yeah, just to cover on what we'll be doing.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Fanatics. And look, if it isn't the whole Warriors team, I don't want to bar of it. You know what I mean? So there you go. Yeah. Up the last. No. Look, the Warriors 2 nights ago, I think last night, they had an awards night, right? This is an annual thing, ladies and gentlemen, where the Warriors reward their players for the hard work that they put in for the year, right? Obviously, it's 27 rounds. It's a lot of traveling, a lot of heart, sweat, blood, and tears goes into this. So it's only right that the players do get awarded. And so the Warriors actually did award a few players. And I suppose in saying that, we'll get straight into it. So if you don't mind there, Fanatics, so who won the Simon Mannering medal?
So the Simon Mannering medal is the award for the player of the year. That's the Warriors player of the year. And it's named after former Warrior player and Simon Mannering, of course. So, and that went to none other than the halfback himself, the Prince of Penrose. It is Shaun Johnson. So Shaun Johnson. So a massive congratulations to Shaun Johnson. It's well deserved. But I will say there is a lot of other contenders as well that could have got this award as well. But Shaun has been great throughout the whole season too. So look, I think the likes of AFB could have got this award. CNK possibly. There's quite a few other players, Wade Egan. But Shaun Johnson, look, very consistent this year. And, boy, he's turned around his season. He's turned around his form this year from the past couple of years. He's had a tough couple of years. He's had some injuries and form-wise. there was some people having doubts around him, but he's, been probably one of the best players in the comp this year, in my opinion, and I reckon he should win the Dally M this year. But Shaun Johnson, man, massive congratulations to him on winning the Simon Marion medal, and fully deserved, in my opinion. I thought he was the best Warriors player of the season, but I feel like there was a lot of other contenders as well.
Yep, no, agree there. And the next award, and I'll just finish this one off here. It was the NRL Players Player. So this I think goes to a general good bloke, a player that the players like to be around. Good clubman, all that jazz there. And Shaun Johnson again won the award. So again, just another Shaun Johnson accolade to add there. And much like what Fanatics was saying too, which I'll just quickly go off. Just consistent, but as well as a player who had his critics last year, especially, and I suppose heading into this year, but he's absolutely shut all the naysayers. So all the people who were speaking negative on his name, he basically kept them all quiet, right? And that's exactly what you want here. So next award, Fanatics. This was the NRL Clubman of the Year award. Who does this award go to?
So it went to none other than fullback Chance Nickel-Klugstad, CNK. So look, I think since coming back to the club, he's had a very good season for the Warriors, and he's a great player to have in this team. I really, there was so many talks around Reece Walsh being a biggest blow for the Warriors. There's a lot of people saying that, and but CNK coming to this club, has been a good move. It has been a very good move by the Warriors to bring him back into the fold. So, man, I think he's had a very good season, CNK. And massive congratulations to him on winning the Club Man of the Year.
Absolutely. And obviously, the next award was the rookie. So the NRL Rookie of the Year, in other words, the Adelaide Warriors Rookie of the Year. This here went off to 12 Picky, who, in my opinion, has done a good job. Ironically, replacing, when CNAC hasn't been able to play, he's done a good job playing in that position that Charles Nicole-Klugstad has held on to and is holding on to. And I just think for mine, he has such potential. He's just that type of player that you can see his mind's working at 1,000 paces per minute. He's such a good, fast player, and he's got a bright future ahead of him as a player, and obviously for the Warriors. So a great player to hand this award to, and I thought it was well deserved. And the next award was actually the One New Zealand People's Choice Award. What's this award about, Fanatics? Do you know what this award's about?
To be quite frank, to be quite honest, I don't actually know what this award is actually about. But I think this one's voted by the people. It explains why it's the New Zealand People's Choice Award. So I think this is the one that the people voted for. So that's the general public. Shaun Johnson again getting that award. So him cleaning up in the awards there. Really, what more can I say about Shaun? Just pretty much said at the start of the stream. Just he's having an incredible season, and look, he's probably going to be up for more awards at the Dally M's with the Halfback of the Year award and the big one, the Dally M as well. So congratulations to Shaun on those awards that he's won.
Absolutely, it's the Shaun Johnson show, and I'll quickly go through these three ones here for minutes before we get into the meat of it all. The New South Wales Cup of the Player of the Year was Kalani Going, who actually had his debut as well against the Dolphins. Congrats to him as well. The other award was the New South Wales Players Team Man of the Year. This was actually shared between Ali Leatawa as well as Dimitri Sifakula. Congrats to both of them. And both of them actually play for the Warriors too, as well as this player here, New South Wales Cup Players Player, which belonged to Ronald Volkman. Volkman as well, obviously, as we're seeing, has been playing in the halves every now and then for the Warriors. So well done to all those players there who won the awards. Obviously, there were some players who could have, but that's okay. In saying that, though, hats off to all of them. And the Shaun Johnson show was basically the theme there for the awards tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we come now to a time where Fanatics and I never really got to as Warriors content creators because we never made the 8. So for the first time in quite some time, we actually talk about finals footy, and it's foreign, it's funny, it's unpredictable, but at the same time, it's so awesome. It's great, and we are so excited, right? We are so excited. Fanatics, give me your thoughts being a Warriors supporter, what it means to you that the Warriors, it doesn't matter about where they're placed. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but the fact that the Warriors are going through to the finals, what does it mean for you as a Warriors supporter, Fanatics?
Well, it means everything, being a fan of this team for so many years. And, going through, the lows, there's been some highs, but majority of them has been lows and dark times over the past 4 years as well. And teams also had a lot of struggles, with, being based in Australia for so long, and with the COVID period, not being able to come home and play in New Zealand. And we've also had coaching changes, player changes, it's been so much going on. And look, I got to give my hats off to the Warriors owners and CEO. Now, I know a lot of people were very critical of, CEO Cameron George last year and the owner in Mark Robertson. And look, those two guys, have been through it all as well. They've had to struggle as well with the team. So I think a massive shout out to them because they've got the club, to where it was, where it is now. With bringing in Webby, a coach that many people weren't, too sure on because he'd been a rookie coach, no NRL experience whatsoever. But, he's come in and done a great job, Andrew Webster. And, so look, what I can say is shout out to the owners, the CEO, the coaching staff, to get to Warriors to where they are this year is a massive credit to them, a massive credit to them. And look, what I say is whatever happens from here, and I've probably said this quite a few times already, that it is a bonus, whatever happens from here is a bonus. We weren't talked about as a finals team at the start of this year. There was a lot of people saying we'd be bottom four. A lot of people were saying we'll be spoon contenders. But here we are sitting in the top four for the very first time since 2007. So
yeah,
it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing what this club has done to get to where it is. You can see the fans are so engaged in this Warriors team at the moment. You've never seen that in a very long time. Merchandise is selling out. You can't even get new Warriors jersey. I tried to get a new Warriors jersey, but it's sold out. There's none in my size. So, numbers at crowds at home games, sold out, Mount Smart Stadium. Away crowds, Warriors are getting a lot of away supporters. They're breaking records this year. So everything the club has done is great, and, we're in a position where we could challenge for a premiership. Now, I don't know if we'll win it this year. I hope we do. It'd be awesome if we do. Don't get me wrong there. But if we don't, it's not the end of the world. It's a good year. It's a great season nonetheless. So, yeah, look, like I said, Warriors, the highs and lows of being a fan. But here we are today talking about a team that's going to be in the finals and playing against the juggernaut that is Penrith. It's going to be a massive challenge. It's a huge challenge. And I have full faith that we can go up there and give it a red hot crack. I really do. I really do think that we can go there and challenge that Penrith side. And a lot of people are saying already, and they're already writing us off, they're saying that the Warriors won't, the Warriors will get, smashed by Penrith. And there's a lot of people not giving us a chance. But at the end of the day, if we lose this game, it doesn't, we get a second chance the following week. So it's not too big of a deal, but it'll be awesome if we win because then we get a week off the following week. But yeah, look, just what it means to be a fan is just, it's excellent. It's outstanding. I haven't felt this in a very long time. A lot of Warriors fans haven't felt this in a very long time, So, you and myself, we've been trying to push through the Warriors content, during the highs, during the lows, majority. But here we are today. So, yeah, man, I'm just so excited, and I'm sure nerves will start kicking in come game day on Saturday. It really will start kicking in for this game. So, yeah, exciting stuff. Really exciting stuff.
Well said there, Fanatics. I absolutely agree with you there. So thank you for those nice words there. And look, we're not thinking about losing, as you know. We're thinking about winning.
Yeah.
We're thinking about kicking the Panthers there. But look, in saying that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to actually do something I've never done in a while ever. I'm actually going to do a bit of a screen share. So just bear with me as I sort of throw us here to the side. And Fanatics will be here. He'll be the guide. He'll let me know if this is working or not. But Fanatics, look, I'll go through the Penrith Panthers team first, and if you don't mind, you can do the Wars. Are you okay with that?
Yep, all good. No worries.
All right. So the Penrith Panthers have actually. All right. So on the screen here, is it scrolling, Fanatics? Just to clarify.
Yep, I can see it.
Beautiful. Okay. So the Penrith Panthers have actually brought a few men with them. They've got Mitch Kenny back as well as Scott Sorensen. So their fullback is Dylan Edwards. And their wingers are Sunia Turuva as well as Brian To'o. The centers are Isaac Tango as well as Stephen Crichton. In the halves there, so Luai is still not in. They've got Jack Cogger as well as Nathan Cleary, who is captain for the game. Is captain, sorry, apologies. And in the props, the forwards there, you have Moses Lee Otta, as well as James Fisher-Harris. Mitch Kenny, as stated before, returns at hooker. The second rows that you see is Scott Sorensen, who returns, as well as Liam Martin. And the lock there is Isaiah Yeo. In the interchange, you've got Tyrone Peachy, Lindsay Smith, Spencer Leniu, Zach Hosking, and 18th man there is Jamin Salmon. So, Fanatics, over to you, and then we'll talk about the squads afterwards, but over to you, brother.
Yeah, so fullback is Chance Nickel-Klukstad, so he's back from his rest. Darren Watini-Zalesniak also back into the side on the wing there. Rocco Berry in the centres with Adam Pompey. Marcelo Montoya on the other wing, and the halves, Tamari Martin and Sean Johnson. Adam Fanua-Blake, the prop, and Wade Egan is the hooker up against his former side in the Panthers. Mitchell Barnett's the other prop, and second row is Jackson Ford and Marata Niokore. And captain and lock, it is Tohu Harris. So the bench reads Jazz Tavanga. Good to see Jazz back into the side there. Bailey Sirenen and Josh Curran, the 17. So the reserves, you want me to read out reserves?
Yeah, just go 18th man.
Okay, 18th man is Freddie Lussick there.
All right. Awesome. Fanatics. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we've just read out the teams there. Look, did you want to touch on the Warriors, and I'll follow suit with the Panthers and what I think and etc. What are your thoughts on the squad selections for the Wars, Fanatics?
Yeah, so look, no shocks, no surprises there. It's a fully fit side to take to field this week. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a strong team. It's probably our best team that we've fielded this year. I think this team on the field is more than capable of taking it to this Penrith side. So yeah, very very happy with this team this week. And look, it was no surprise, no shocks. This was going to be the case that everyone was going to be named. Obviously, there was a little bit of doubt over Tohu Harris, but his name's to start there, so he's going to, he may not be 100%. Who knows? But hopefully he is. But obviously being a finals game, of course he's going to play this week. So yeah, a bandaged up Tohu Harris, is still going to go out there and give him his all. So yeah, very very happy with that Warriors team, and that is a team that's really capable of taking it to this Panthers team on Saturday.
Yeah, no, agreed with you. Look, and obviously, conversely, the Warriors face the Penrith Panthers, right? The Penrith Panthers, we all know. I don't need to sing the praises too much. We all know what they've done. They're literally chasing their third premiership in a row. Okay, they're literally chasing premiership number 3 in a row. This team here is consistent. They are strong. They are powerful. They are the golden standard, quite literally, in the NRL, because that's all they produce. Again, if I need to remind you guys, I will. Third minor premiership in 4 years. and this will be their fourth finals appearance. If they make it that far, that'll be the fourth in a row. This is a strong, dominant team. The squad that they named, in my opinion, is probably their strongest, bar Luai not playing. I think for mine, this team, the Panthers, to me, they're not a pretty team. They're just a gritty, hard-working, blue-collar type team. All their forwards just line up. They play defense so well. And if cracks start to form in their defense or their offense, for some reason, Fanatics, they just know how to fix it and patch it up straight away, don't they? You don't really see them struggle too bad. Obviously, they've had off games against the Tigers and the Eels, absolutely. But the squad here for mine, I just think they're so powerful. I mean, again, Nathan Cleary leading the charge. Sorensen being back is going to be huge for him. Obviously, their props, Leota, as well as Fisher Harris. I mean, their backline too. Crichton, To'o, Tango, Turuva, Edwards. I mean, need I say more? This is a very, very dominant team who'll be looking to, rightfully so, beat the Warriors who travel over to Bluebet Stadium, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, obviously the media have virtually written off the Warriors, and you can't blame them when you're seeing him play against this team. But in saying that, though, there are still some deficiencies in the Penrith Panthers team that the Warriors can sort of look to exploit and try and get through as well. In saying that, it brings us to this part here. The segment here is the Panthers and Warriors preview, right? So I guess I'll start off with you, Fanatics. How, when you're looking at these two teams and you're sizing them up with each other, bearing in mind the back of your head, you've got that Magic Round game there too, blaring. But again, it doesn't really mean anything, regarding this game coming up. But what are your thoughts previewing these two teams here together?
Look, with regards to the way this game is, I think needs to happen for the Warriors is they've got to Penrith just love to play conservative football. So playing conservative football against this Panthers team is not going to get the job done, in my opinion. I don't think it will. So if you've watched, I know it's a different team, different game, but if you watched the Panthers play Parramatta a couple of weeks ago, and they showed the way on how to beat this Penrith side. Now, Penrith weren't under strength in that game. They weren't under strength, Parramatta had Mitchell Moses out, and they showed the way on how to beat this Penrith side. So then you also saw the likes of Manly. They threw a really different sort of game plan at the Panthers, although it didn't really come off. Still they threw the ball around quite a bit. So, look, I think for the Warriors, the importance is how they start this game. For me, I think if the Warriors can go with the Panthers in the first 20 minutes, if they're in it for the first 20 minutes of this game, then this is a sign that the Warriors can, stick with Penrith, and possibly, do something in this game to get the result. So I think the first 20 minutes is very important for the Warriors in this game. I think Adam Fanua-Blake is going to be the key in the 4-pack. Sean Johnson's going to have to lead the way and, dominate his opposite 7 in Nathan Cleary, which won't be easy, but Sean is very experienced. He's played a bit of finals before. And I think Chance Nickel-Klugstad as well, who's, I think, he's been been in the finals before as well. So, look, the Warriors don't have a lot of finals experience. Penrith have been there and done it a couple of times now. They've been in the final series. So, I think the Warriors are going to be looking out for the lots of the experience of Sean Johnson, Harris, as well, CNK, because those likes of players have been in a finals game before and played finals football. So, I think that, for me, is the key, the experience of those players. I think the forwards need to dominate the likes of Fanua-Blake, Niokore, Harris, Barnett, Ford. They all need to step up and have a big game because Penrith, if you look at their pack, Fisher Harris, Sorensen, Martin, they've all played in big games. Fisher Harris has represented the Kiwis a lot of times. Sorensen as well. that four pack, it's impressive. You got the outside backs as well. When you look at the outside backs of Edwards, Taruva, Tango, Crichton. Crichton is a big game player. He's a massive, big game player. He's having a very good season for Penrith. And the Warriors are going to have to watch out for him, Stephen Crichton, because, if you throw an intercept, Stephen Crichton will pounce on it and he'll run away and score. So, we know that Stephen Crichton's a player that loves to deliver on the big stage. I think the only thing I would say with Penrith is they don't have a lot of weaknesses, but I think the biggest, I don't know if it's a concern for you, is Jack Cogg at 5'8". Jack Cogger hasn't played finals before, so it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. Tamari Martin, he's played a bit of finals. He's experienced finals football before, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Hold the ball. What is your thoughts here on Jack Cogger there?
Yeah, look, if I could even go even further than that, so if you would allow me, so I'll talk about Jack Cogger and then I'll sort of bring in the Panthers there as well. Look, that Jack Cogger for mine, it's level playing field in my opinion when you bring in Tamati Martin. Now, granted, Tamati Martin more games and obviously you mentioned finals, but obviously Tamati Martin has not played footy for quite some time, as we know, right? And then obviously coming back to play for the Warriors this year, he hasn't really played much games for us at all this year anyway, because he's coming back from injury, right? The last fortnight. So again, obviously these holes and deficiencies, in other words, these weakness in the Panthers squad, particularly, Jack Cogger. Conversely, at the opposite end as well with the Warriors, I mean, granted, like I said, but I think Tamati Martin still fits in the same boat to some degree, with all due respect. Now, to talk about the Panthers, you spoke about Stephen Crichton. Tamati Martin, please do not throw any big rainbow cutout passes, please, because Stephen Crichton is gonna be that's his bread and butter. That's Stephen Crichton's bread and butter, is those big cutout balls. That's what he loves. Anyway, look, you spoke about the dominance of the Penrith Panthers and what they can bring. Obviously, touching on the Warriors, but look, we got to understand the Penrith Panthers last week mauled and decimated a desperate Cowboys team that was looking to get into the 8. They gave them no mercy. They showed them no respect, and they kicked them out their front door. This is the team we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And I think Will here sort of touches on it just briefly. The Warriors need a steely confidence facing the Panthers. They cannot afford to have a mindset of underdogs, and that is so true. We cannot go in there thinking, woe is me. We're a little brother here. Nah, we need to have that championship mindset. We need to have that mindset. Sorry, the Warriors need to have that mindset, coming to this. Anyway, back to the Panthers. Looking at both these teams here, the Panthers are going to be so up for it. You touched on their back so beautifully. You touched on Nathan Cleary, who is, a Warriors fan first, might I add. So he was a Warriors fan, all right? All jokes aside, though, look, it's going to be a tough task for the Warriors. It really is. This is a team. The Penrith Panthers are prepared. They've been here before. We got to remember the Warriors haven't been in the finals since 2018, right? We haven't made the top 8. Since then, though, the Penrith Panthers have been in the finals from 2020, 21, and 22. And obviously this one here. So they've had about 3 odd years of experience ahead of us in terms of finals in the last couple of years. So again, the preview, it's just going to be a hard-hitting, tough, gritty game. Isaac, you're going to need the likes of Adam Pompey, Barry as well. I know you didn't touch on them, but I think they're so critical. They're so critical as well, Fanatics. Dylan Watson, Selesnik, and Montoya.
Definitely.
We need our backs to be on point here, okay? Because the Penrith Panthers showed last week against the Cowboys, if your backs aren't willing to defend, they're just going to make you pay every damn time. They're going to make you pay every damn time. And just quickly as well, before I sort of finish this off, the forward pack, that props battle between Leota, James Fisher-Harris, as well as Adam Blake and Mitch Barnett, you touched on it beautifully there, Fanatics. I think for mine, this is that's where the game's going to be won and lost, I think, Fanatics. Forward battle.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it is. It's not about the backs for mine. It's not about the halves. Obviously, they play a crucial role, but I just think in this game here, it's going to be a dirty, on your knees type of brawl. You know what I mean? Where you just grab anything and throw whatever you can. It's going to be that type of game. But yeah, that's where I'm sort of going there. In saying that though, right? Fanatics, we've done our preview, right? I think we've said all we had to say here. Fanatics, the big one.
Oh.
Over to you, big fella. Over to you. Here we go. I've just thrown you on the spot. I'll just put you on the spot here.
Yep.
Give me your thoughts, Fanatics.
Okay, so prediction-wise, so looking at the team list, and as we went through the preview of the game, well, look, this is going to be very difficult, no doubt about it. It's going to be a tough game. We know how hard it is to go down to Penrith and beat this Panthers team. And the Warriors will be up against it. They'll be up against the crowd. They'll be up against a very quality Penrith side, champion side. And the Warriors know that you got to beat this Panthers team if you want to go far in this competition. So, look, I don't think this is a must-win game for us because we've got another finals life next week. So we be back at home in the semi-finals. So whatever happens in this game, if we win, we go through. Obviously, we'll get the week off. But if we lose, we're back home in Auckland next week. So, look, oh, man. I am going to actually... No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to back the boys. I'm going to back the boys, and I'm going to go with my heart.
He nearly backed the Panthers.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. I know my head's saying other things, but I'm going to go with my heart. My heart is going with the Warriors here, and I'm going to back the boys in. We are going to get the win. We're going to do it. We're going to go to Penrith. We're going to get the upset result, and we're going to go through the finals. We're going to get a week off. I've been with the boys all season, and I'm not backing down now. I'm sticking with the boys. We know how difficult the game's going to be, but we're going to get the job done. We're going to get the win. It's going to be a Warriors 1-12 margin. And look, why not throw on try scorer here? I'll throw on a try scorer. I am going to go with Darlin Watini Zalesniak, DWZ, to cross over that flying mullet. He's going to get a try in this game. And why not chuck in big Adam Fanua-Blake to score, the big forward. He will go over and score. So Warriors to win this game and us to get a week off the following week. Back the boys in here, up the mighty Wars to get the result.
Beautiful. Good work, Fanatics. I loved it. I love that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am back in the Wars. Up the Wars. I really think this is a game here where Webster has got the lads prepared. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Penrith Panthers. They've earned that right. They're virtually on the cusp of being in my opinion anyway, probably the greatest team in the modern era. We all heard of the Storm and stuff, but the Storm haven't done this, right? The Storm haven't done this. If the Penrith Panthers win, anyway, I'll leave it anyway. The point is, oh, here we go. Hey, cheers, Nick from Australia. Hope you're well, brother. Appreciate the support. All right. Yeah, that's it. He's the man. Awesome stuff. As Wasps fan, forget that the Panthers will be 12 and under, but Panthers on form. Let's go. Yeah, that's it. It's hard over mine. Yeah, look, I'm going to quickly sum this up. The Warriors are apparently also flying in a private jet or a plane. No noise, no, it's just going to be them flying there, flying back. They're all business. Look, in my opinion, it's a Warriors win. It's going to be a 1-12 win. It's going to be a tough, gritty win. But that Warriors DNA, this new philosophy, this new team, Webster at the helm. This team is going to kick butt. They're going to show everyone here that you should not write us off. How dare you write us off after Wars? But yeah, the Wars to win this one. Yeah, 1-12. I truly believe we can. If we can play the game right, exploit it right, play our own way, right? We know what Penrith they're going to bring. We know what they're going to bring to the table. We got to also bring a bit of our stuff there. So that's my thoughts there. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not over yet. Nowhere near. The show is still rolling. We got some hard-hitting questions as well. And
Right.
Fanatics will answer some of them, and I'll answer some of them as well. Yeah? First question. Fanatics. Will the 1 week break work for or against the Warriors? And I'm talking about the key players that are arrested. What are your thoughts, Fanatics?
Yeah, look, I think it will. Yeah, I think it will work for us. Obviously, there's always going to be a little bit of doubt, given that a lot of players were sitting out and not playing. But from what I've heard, a lot of those players that didn't play that week were trained very hard back home in New Zealand with assistant coach here in Justin. I think it was Justin Morgan who was, or one of the assistant coaches. So, look, I think it will work in our favour. Yeah, I think it will. Yeah, for sure. I think that the Warriors refreshed and ready. Those players. The likes of Sean Johnson, who's had his niggles the past couple of weeks. Not goal kicking. Now that'll be interesting to see whether he'll be goal kicking in this game on Saturday, because Pompey's done a lot of the goal kicking recently. So, yeah, I think it will actually work in our favour. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Okay. Yep. Look, I agree with you to a point. Obviously, the Panthers are probably a team yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if you rest your players a week before you verse the Panthers, but we did anyway, right? We didn't know we'd verse them, but point being, yeah. Look, I have to wait and see. I'm really skeptical about the whole resting of players thing. I get some people think it's a smart move because players rest, and I get it, absolutely get it, but I'm just sort of in two minds about it. But anyway, next question, Fanatics. Would you have started Curran ahead of Ford, or are you happy with Ford being selected instead?
Yeah, look, I thought, Josh Curran had a very good game last week.
Yeah.
I think he was one of our best players on the field, to be quite honest. Look, I wasn't really surprised. I wasn't really shocked that they've gone with Jackson Ford over Curran, because that's what they've been doing all season. So Webster's been sticking at, that sort of selection all season. And, yeah, look, Ford's had a good season. I think he's been very good. I think he's been one of those unsung heroes, I think in the forwards. I think he's been one of those underrated sort of forwards that, myself included, did not expect it, really. I did not expect Jackson Ford to be, a starting forward every game this season throughout the year. So, Josh Curran is a very good player. He can do the job anywhere, come off the bench or starting. So, yeah, look, it's tough, isn't it? It's a tough one. Both very good players. But look, Ford's been here and done it this year, and he started a lot of the games. So, that's I'm happy either way. So, yeah, that's just what I think. But I probably would have, stuck with Ford personally. But I wouldn't argue against Curran being the side as well. So I'm pretty much on the fence there.
Gotcha. Yeah, look. I guess the way I sort of look at it just quickly is whoever starts out of those two, you're going to get Hart. Whoever comes off the bench is going to be Hart. It's going to be Hart all around, hearty as from both these lads. So all good either way. Okay, this one here. How crucial is Te Maire Martin to the spine? I know we sort of touched on him vaguely just before Fanatics. We sort of, I suppose, tinkered around there. But reality is, we're looking at a player who, despite what his experience of the years prior, he's come into the Warriors team. And long story short, as we all know, he hasn't really played much games. We've now thrown him into the cauldron, if you will, the fire. In a big game here, it's not do or die, but still, it's a game that has massive implications as to where we sort of end up, obviously. Te Maire Martin, I mean, if you're throwing him to a finals like this, why do you do that, Fanatics? How crucial is he to the spine?
Yeah, so look, I think he's a very important player. You've also, your Sean Johnson's here, who will lead the way as well. But Te Maire Martin is going to have to play a big final series. Now, that might sound like a lot of pressure to put on Te Maire Martin. But, look, he's very important. He is really important. People say that Sean Johnson's probably going to be the most important player, more of the spine than Tamari Martin is, but I think Tamari Martin's extremely important as well, and he needs to share that sort of load as well on the field. So, yeah, look, he's crucial. But look, in saying that, I think my only biggest concern and worry going into this final series with Tamari Martin is not a lot of match fitness. He's played one New South Wales Cup game, and that was not a lot of minutes as well. He also played last week's game, a full game last week against the Dolphins. So when you look at that, it's not a lot of match fitness, really, to be honest. And obviously he's been training a lot, but training is very different to getting on the field. So, and he's going to be coming up against, Penrith, as well. So, yeah, look, I think, I think he is crucial to this Warriors team moving forward. If the Warriors are going to go far into this finals, obviously Johnson as well is crucial as well, but he's going to be very crucial in this team, playing in a role to get to the team where, it wants to be in, which is to be at the grand final. So, yeah, I think he is crucial. I really do think he's crucial to the spine, as Sean Johnson is to the Warriors as well.
No, thanks for that, Fanatics. I agree. I suppose for me, as much as he is important, I almost fear, and I suppose Jacko here sort of nicely touched on it, you almost feel like the Panthers will be circling him because he is technically, I don't know, for lack of a better saying or word, he's wounded, right? He's wounded. And so the Panthers will be circling him. All right. To be fair, he just came on and played for the, against the Dolphins. Everyone was a bit flat, and obviously we all know the circumstances surrounding that. Wasn't our best squad, blah, blah, blah. But to be objective here, solely objective, without any, without any intention of malice or anything like that, he didn't have a great game. He did not have a great game. And I guess some people may disagree, some may agree, but I thought for mine, it wasn't the best game to be following, right? It wasn't the best game, and now he's got this game here against the Penrith Panthers, who are not going to be like Dolphins at all. They're not going to be like Dolphins. So I think he's really important. I do, but I just think he is such, I don't know, he's going to be a bit of a target. They are going to target him. Yes. I imagine a lot of big boys going to be running at him a lot of the night. So that's just the way I see it. But yeah, you're right. He's pivotal to this team. His experience, as you touched on earlier too, Fanatics, is very much needed. Yeah. All right. Last question here. Obviously, we touched on Tamari Martin, so we're not going to touch on it anymore.
Yep.
Are there any other deficiencies or weaknesses that you think the Warriors need to work on big time before they verse this Penrith team? I mean, you can touch on some of them. What are your thoughts, Fanatics? If you think we have none, let me know. That's fair too. What are your thoughts?
Oh, look, every team has to have a weakness. It's not impossible to say that no team has a weakness going to this final series. So, look, looking at the past couple of weeks in terms of the games, I see our completion rate is, it could be a bit better, I think, in terms of completion rate. I think our error count is, getting up there as well. Defensively, I think I don't know what's been happening in the past couple of weeks, but we have been leaking a few points, which is a little bit alarming. I know that other game we did a lot better defensively. I think it was the second half, but of one of the games, which I can't remember for call, but I think we didn't let him a try. But look, defensively, I'll say there's sort of we're the third. I think we're the third best defensive side in the comp this year. So we've come a long way this season in regards to our defense, which is something the Warriors aren't known for over the years. So I don't think that's a weakness as such, but there is some sort of area in the defense that can be a little bit stepped up. Maybe that left side, especially. I think that left side has the tenacity to leak a few points in them. But look, trying to think of a weakness. Look, I think obviously it's basically just our completion rates. Let's just step that up and improve that a bit more. Our kicking game, Corey could be a bit better, I think, personally. But that's probably where I'll go with that. I mean, I looked at the Warriors team this year. It's hard to think of too many weaknesses right now. But yeah, I'll just say it's just a bit of the completion rate and the kicking game, and that's pretty much it for me. Because it's hard to really think of it. It's really hard to think of a weakness because this team's been, in terms of stats, the team's well up there. Defensively, third best in the comp. So yeah, that's just what I believe personally.
Yep, no,
Yeah,
and you're well within your rights to say that. I tend to agree. I think for mine, probably our main weaknesses, I think there's probably more so the, how do I say this for next? Just the forward momentum, right? The lack of forward push we're going to have off the bench. I'm really surprised Ale didn't get selected. I'm really surprised. He offers a bit of punch. He offers a bit of punch in the middle. He does big boy, and he wasn't selected, so I'm very surprised there. R4, am I surprised? Yes, no, right? But yeah, I just thought Ale could have been or should have been selected. Besides that, though, overall can't complain. Generally a good squad, in my opinion. But yeah, look, besides that, that's just it for now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually got this one here. Here we go. Week 1 finals preview and tips. If we can get there, goodness. This is where we sort of give you guys a brief overview of our thoughts on the upcoming other 3 matches. So if you guys missed it, Warriors and our Fanatics, as well as myself, we're both tipping the Warriors here to win, right? As we should, because it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen.
Back the boys in.
Oh,
back the boys.
Back the boys. But at the same time as well, obviously there is also other games as well to be played. One, qualifying, as well as 2 elimination games. All right. So the first game, Fanatics. We're going to get into it. We're not going to touch on the player selections, the team list. We're just going to have a brief overview. So Broncos and Storm Fanatics. What are your thoughts on this game? And give us your tips.
Okay, so this is a massive game. It's a huge game because the winner of this game gets a week off, and the loser obviously has to play the following week. So, Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane, it's going to be packed out. It's going to be sold out, definitely. 2 of these teams, look, the Broncos obviously coming into this, first time in a while since they've been in a position where they're finished in the top 4. Actually, they finished in second on the ladder this year. So it's been a bit of a turnaround for them over the past couple of seasons. Kevin Walters has got them going well. They've got a stacked side. They've got a great fullback there in Reece Walsh. They've got pace everywhere. They've got some good wingers. They've got, GC Arthurs. You've got, Herbie Farnworth in the centres. You've got Staggs. You can name pretty much the whole Broncos side. They're stacked. Selwyn Cobbo. Adam Reynolds, key player, captain. He's got the experience. He's an experienced player for this Brisbane side in terms of finals. Look. And then you got the Melbourne Storm, a team where a lot of people, continue to write off. And this is a team where you can't write off in the finals series. So, look, although Melbourne, I wouldn't say they've been as consistent as they used to, as they were, but they still finished in their top 4, so, and they continue to be a team that always gets in there, whether you like them, whether you dislike them, they're always up there. So Melbourne, their record against the Broncos is outstanding. We know that. They've got a great record there. They can't seem to lose at Suncorp against the Broncos. I don't know why that's the case. They just love playing there. It's like their second home. They've got a lot of Queensland players, obviously, and it's like a second home for them. So they're going to have plenty of support, the Storm, in Brisbane, although they're going to be playing in front of a packed vocal Broncos supporters at Suncorp Stadium. So, man, this is a tough game to tip. It's really difficult. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be tipping Brisbane because they're at home. But I can't write off the Storm. I really can't. I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm here. I just can't go past that record. I really can't go past that record. Look at that record there on the screen. Melbourne 40 wins to the Storm. Melbourne Storm 40 wins to the Broncos. 13 and 1 draw. And they played 54 times. That's crazy. That's a crazy record. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Melbourne Storm here to win. Melbourne to win this game. I will go Melbourne by 8. Melbourne in a very close, cracking contest. And I think they will get up over the Broncos in week 1. That is my upset. First upset of the week. Actually, not first upset because the Warriors are going to be an upset too. So it's my second upset of the week. I'm going to go with the Storm here to get the win over the Bronx in Brisbane.
I mean, look, I know the pundits would have us believe it's an upset if the Storm win, but is it really though? Is it really though? Like, just look at this record. They played 54 times since '98. The Storm. Oh goodness, this is like park footy record. This is like a park footy record, right? Like this is what I expect over the park footy stuff, like club footy. This is just pure domination. It's all right. So obviously the last week these two teams played, right? Long story short, both teams didn't have their best players, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
We know the Storm won, right? Heading into this game here, they're both going to be throwing their best players. I need to emphasize this, and I emphasized it yesterday on my poor stream when my computer decided to go to rubbish. Anyway, there's actually so much pressure on the Broncos here. We are underestimating the amount of pressure that the Broncos are facing here. Fanatics touching it good. Right. They finished second on the ladder. Surely they win. Surely. But again, this is against the Storm. They're at home in Brisbane. They lost to the Storm before, the week prior. Right? And this record doesn't bode well for them. There's a lot of pressure hanging on here for the Broncos and their fans. Like I'm telling you guys right now, if there's a team that's going to crack right now, this might be the game where the Broncos crack. And I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news here, but this might be the game where they crack and they fall to the wayside. Did somebody yell out straight sets? Nah, kid, but you get what I mean. All right, this is the game. There's a lot of pressure, really. There is. For me, I think just the face value. I can't go past the Storm. The Storm are literally made for this type of game here. This is where they wanted to play. This is the team they wanted to verse. They wanted to verse the Broncos over the Warriors or the Panthers, I think. This is their game. This is what they wanted. These sneaky little buggers got exactly what they wanted. And look, for mine, I can't go past the Storm. Fanatics. Rightly said that for sure. Any sort of last touching words there, Fanatics, or you're okay?
No, all I can say is that, good luck to Brisbane, but I just feel like Melbourne will do the job there and keep the win in their favourite or second favourite ground, Suncorp Stadium being their home, Amy Park, and second favourite ground in Brisbane. So I think they'll get up.
Right, awesome. The next game here is the first of the elimination finals. Right, whoever loses this says goodbye. Now, Fanatics, a lot of people look at the Roosters and they say they're undeserved. Why on earth are they there? I actually counter that and I said, well, that's what happens, when things sort of go your way. When you start winning games, it is what it is. Fanatics, off the head. Who are you tipping to win this one here? Give us your reasons.
Yeah, so look, the Roosters, obviously them coming off that win over South Sydney Rabbitohs last week to book themselves a spot in the final series. Look, regards to this game, look, Cronulla are at home. They're at home. They're at PointsBet Stadium in Sydney. Just looking at that record there on screen there, the Roosters seem to, have had the wood over the Sharks. 27 wins there to 17, and they've played 45 times for 1 draw. So, but it's a different situation. It's the finals, and anything can happen. So records can be, records can be stopped. So, look, Roosters, yes, they've been in pretty good form lately. They won a few games in a row. They beat their arch rivals in Souths last week. Look, I'm going to go with the Sharks here. I'm going to go with the Sharks at home. Yeah, I'll say Sharks by 4. I think it'll be close. Look, I don't think you can write off the Roosters in this game. I think they're definitely a chance to win this game. I see that Joey Marnie's been named in the side. So that's a huge in. That's actually a big in there. I just seen that team list there, just looking at it there on screen. So, yeah. Look, Sharks for me will win this game. I'm going to go by 4. And in terms of a try scorer, I'll put in the try scorer. Why not? I'll go Ronaldo Mulitalo to score for the Sharks here. And I'll go Hines. Nicholas Hines. He's going to have a big game. So those are my try scorers. And, yeah, the Sharks to win just by 4 points.
Okay, I think for mine, the Roosters have this in the bag. 2 reasons. Really? I think they can really get some momentum off that win against the Rabbitohs. I really do. And number 2 as well, you sort of touched on it, Fanatics. They've been stringing some wins together, right? They've been stringing some wins together. And I think that plays a huge part heading into the finals. Again, you mentioned the likes of Joey Manu being back. He is such an integral part to this team. Again, throwing out all the cliches, right? But he is a really integral part to the team. He is big. He's massive. And Tedesco as well. I think he's going to have a big game. But for me, I want to tip the Roosters. I think the Sharks will probably look the stronger team. And they probably will. But I think there'll be a breakdown somewhere. I reckon probably in the second half. That's what I'm predicting. And the Roosters to capitalize off that. But Roosters for me to win the game. It'll be a close game. I reckon they'll win by, I think like what Fanatics saying, opposite end though, by about 2 to 4 points. Roosters to win. Anytime try score, I reckon give old Lindsay Collins a bit of a go there, big fella. Lindsay Collins for me to score a try. He's such a cool dude. But that's probably my tip there. Fanatics, any last words on the Sharks and Roosters game?
No, I've just said what I need to say.
That's it. All right. So then we move into the last part here, ladies and gentlemen, before we sort of say our goodbyes. And this is the big one. Well, it is sort of a big one. Not really, sort of. I mean, if you look at how the Knights have performed anyway, this is surely the most predictable game of the 4, I think, right?
Yep.
Surely.
Yep.
Fanatics, do you want to sort of kick us off here?
Look, I really don't need to say too much about this game. I just think that the Knights will get the win. I think they'll win well. I think it'll be a comfortable victory. Look, I just don't see the Raiders being competitive. I don't honestly see it, really, to be honest. I mean, look, who knows? Maybe they could, but look, in my opinion, I think the Knights will be too strong. At home, in front of the packed Newcastle crowd, it's sold out already. Great effort by the Knights supporters again to pack out their home finals match. Look, and KP's back. That's a big in. KP is back at the fullback spot. So, Knights for me to win this game. Oh, yeah, and Jackson Hastings. Just saw that Jackson Hastings is in as well. So, that's huge. I'll go Newcastle Knights by 20. They're going to win comfortably. Newcastle Knights by 20 for me.
Okay.
Try scorer, just quickly. A try scorer, I'll probably say Dominic Young. He's in great try scoring form at the moment. Yes. And, boy, he can score some acrobatical tries. Man, what about that try last week he scored? So, Dominic Young, boy, he's been incredible. And why not throw in Kalen Ponga, KP, to score. So, Knights will get the job done, and they will progress to week 2 of the finals.
Yeah, look, I think just a paraphrase here, but Ricky Stewart over the weekend said, have people forgotten we're in the finals or made the finals? Well, Ricky Stewart, to answer you, they will, because the Knights are going to basically put you guys to the sword. Pun as well. There was a good pun there. Look, I think the Knights will be too strong. they've got such a very, how do I say this? It's a very magical sort of a thing that's happened there, that club there, fairy tale-esque, on the brink of destruction, yet reviving their career, their season midway through, for the likes of Bradman Best, Dominic Young, Kalen Ponga, right, Gamble.
Yep.
Their team has been sensational, absolutely sensational, and again, well-deserved, but I think the Knights will be too strong for the Raiders here. Anytime try scorer, Dominic Young, the big Rasta brother there with the dreadlocks, and that put down I saw, in my opinion, was the greatest put down. I'm not saying it's not the greatest try, the greatest put down, right? He was virtually upside down, and he managed to put that ball on the try line. I've never seen anything like that. That's video game-esque, that try there, and it can only be scored by that ilk, the play of his ilk, right? Again, just a beautiful try there by one of my favorite Knights player, Dominic Young. But that's probably it there. But in saying that though, Fanatics, any sort of closing thoughts? Obviously, again, let's talk about the Warriors if we need to. But any sort of closing thoughts with the Warriors? Game, anything like that before we sort of head off?
All right, so just a bit of a reminder for those of you who may not be aware, the New South Wales Cup side, they're playing this week. So obviously they coming off a loss to the Rabbits last week. They're in action on Saturday, the 9th of September, finals week 2. So they've got to win this game. It's a sudden death game. They're taking on the Canberra Raiders. It's at Leichhardt Oval in Sydney. So for the Warriors supporters who live in Sydney, around that area, make sure you get on down there and cheer on the boys as, we look to progress to the third week of the finals and hopefully a grand final in the New South Wales Cup. But they're playing this week against the Raiders, and it is, for those of you wondering if it's live streamed, it is. It'll be live on the New South Wales Rugby League Facebook page Saturday afternoon. It's 1 p.m. kickoff in Australia, so it'll be 3 p.m. in New Zealand. And looking at their side this week, good news for them. They will have all their players back. So they'll have their fully strength side, unlike last week where they were hammered by a lot of selection changes from the first grade side. So it's good to see. So good luck to them. Hopefully they can get the win, and good luck to the boys on Saturday, the first graders as well. Maybe 2 Warriors wins on the weekend. So good luck to the New South Wales Cup side.
Awesome. Good work there. Nice shout out there. Fanatics, probably a question or two before we head off as well. Just one here from Will. Hold the ball. Here's a question for you both. Should the NRL follow the AFL's lead in introducing a bye before the finals campaign? Fanatics, I would like to hear your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts?
Look, this is an interesting one. I've heard a lot of people give their thoughts and opinions on it. People have had their say. The media suggested it. There's so many things. Look, for me, I'm probably against it. I'm actually against this. I know there'll be some people that will think it's a good idea and that, but for me, I'm purely against it. I just feel like having a bye before the finals is going to dent, some teams' momentum. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. I'm not a fan of the idea of having a bye before the finals. I know people argue that this round, the previous round, we had a lot of players being rested, but this is also another rest as well. So I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it personally.
No, that's fair. No, that's a fair point. Look, quickly, if no one knows, now you do. I'm a huge AFL fan. Anyway, besides the point, look, I tend to agree. I mean, I see I see your view there, Fanatics, because a lot of the time you can say momentum, but a lot of time, what if it gives, say, an opposition team time to rest their players, right? And that's the last thing you sort of want, to be fair, heading into the finals is rested players. You want these players sort of bruised up, don't you? Especially if you're versing them. And another sort of argument I see as well is just the fact that there's already so much buys in the NRL anyway. There's so much buys. There's so many buys. These teams already have buys like every second day, so there's just no need to add another one to the mix there. So, but in saying that though, at the other end, I see the other end too, right? It gives players a chance to rest. it sort of gives us a bit of a reset button, if you will, a bit of hype, anticipation, right? Probably more eyes. So I see both sides of the argument there. It's a tough one there. But for me, where I lean, I think no, I'd rather not, because I can't have two buys. I can't have two codes having buys. I need as much league and footy as possible. So that's just where I sort of stand. Taylor Brooks here. I'm thoroughly enjoying watching the Dream Team reunited again. Absolutely. Will you be appearing with Wob and Joe again soon, HCB? I'm looking for. Yeah, look, Wob and Joe and I I'm sure we'll have a yarn and a dialogue, and we'll see where we're at. But yeah, no, it's great to have Fanatics back on here, and it's cool as. And Wob and Joe's been pretty supportive too. So again, all good. Fanatics, I think this is the conclusion of the show. It's been a while. I've enjoyed my time, and we'll come in back again stronger and better and bolder than ever. But yeah, obviously it's a big game this week. It's a game where the Warriors just have to be switched on right from the first second. The first second. It's an important game, but I'm saying that good luck to all your teams that are playing. Good luck, unless you're the Sharks or the Storm, then stuff your team. Nah, jokes. I'm kidding. But look, any sort of closing words, Fanatics, before we hop off?
Yeah, so just like to say, it's great to be finally back doing these live streams together. It's been too long. Me and you, we've always been, collabing, doing stuff, but obviously other things have taken, a bit of time. Yourself and that, so you've been busy and I've been busy, so it's great to be able to do this again, hold the ball, and I really do appreciate the invite. And I'm sure this won't be the last time that we do any live streams over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure there'll be more. I'm sure we'll be planning a way to do another live stream over the next couple of weeks, because, man, I've got to say to the Warriors fans out there, just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Whatever happens from here, it has been a successful season. I'm just going to say,
Absolutely.
It's been a year where a lot of people, including myself, were not expecting us to be in this position, and here we are. So, look, if we win this week, great, awesome. We're into the next week. If we lose, it's not the end of the world. We get another chance next week. We get a chance to right the wrongs and win week 2 and go to week 3. So, it's been a good season. And I've got to say thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching, interacting in the live chat. It's good to see everyone, the Hold the Ball family. It's great to see you guys. And don't forget to make sure you subscribe to Hold the Balls channel. And make sure you subscribe to my channel as well, Warriors NRL Fanatics. You know where to find me on YouTube, TikTok. I'm everywhere. I'm Twitter. I'm on all the social media platforms. And thanks, Hold the Ball, for having me on. And up the mighty Wars. Go the mighty Wars. Bring it on.
Absolutely.
Bring it on Saturday.
Absolutely. Thank you again for that, Fanatics. Look, quickly, follow Fanatics. You can't escape him. He's everywhere, as he said. But all jokes aside, thanks for jumping on, brother. Appreciate you. Like you said, just quickly as well, no expectations. Just enjoy the ride. But next year, 110% expectations. I want to be like the Hulk if we don't make the top 4. End of story. Yeah. But this year, enjoy the ride. We're on cloud 9. All is good, right? But look, and saying that, afterwards, we're going to smash the Panthers 13 plus. All right, see you guys later. Take it easy.
Yeah. See everyone.
you all.
Up the Wars.
Up the Wars.